everybody, it's Mars, and today I'm coming at you with a story time video. And you might see my dog in the background. She's kind of freaking out because I'm sitting on the floor and she doesn't know what to do with herself. But I figured I would do a story time about my first crush. Love, oh sweet love. When you first think about it, when you first come across it and you're a child, you think it's the best thing in the world, and when it ends you feel like the world is crushing, everything's gonna come to an end. But you grow up and you become wiser. So I'm gonna tell my story of my first crush. Now, to give you a little bit of backstory, growing up, my mom, she always dressed me up like in the most hideous outfits, and she never let me cut my hair, so I had long ass straight hair with bangs, blunt bangs that went across. And this is pretty funny. But I would wear high water jeans. It was awful. Now she's on the bed, so just ignore her. But I was an extreme dork. I was in the National Honor Society in 6th grade, and love came to me in the form of a pencil. Yes, a pencil. And you're probably asking yourself, what is she talking about? What the fuck? It all happened when I was in science class, and I got tapped on the shoulder, and I looked behind me and the guy asked me if I had a pencil he could borrow. And the moment I looked at him, I was like, hearts in my eyes, you name it. I was just like, he had dark hair, hazel eyes. I thought he was the hottest guy I had ever seen. I thought he was gorgeous. And I turn around and I'm like, oh my god, he just asked me for a pencil, and I had one, and I gave it to him. Of course, I was a nerd, so I had like tons of those pencils and pens and highlighters and everything packed up, so I love a pencil. And I was like, oh my god, this guy is so hot, how am I gonna find an excuse to talk to him? So I feel like it was almost like on the movie Mean Girls, where she's like, oh, today he asked me how the weather was, or he asked me what date it was. So it kind of felt like that when I watched the movie. But he asked me for a pencil. A pencil. And knowing me, I became a little creepy. I joined the photography club for the yearbook, so that way I could have an excuse to go around and take pictures of people. So I became a stalker. I was like, I gotta know this guy. I gotta get to know this person. And that was about the time that I decided I wasn't gonna listen to my mom. I was gonna dress on my own. I started dressing myself. I cut my hair. I got a short haircut and grew my bangs out. And I knew a schedule because I used to work as a nurse's aide, so I knew his schedule, and I would try to make points where I would purposely bump into him. And this guy probably thought I was a complete stalker, because it was stalker status. And I remember the first time that I worked up the courage, because a friend of mine, she told me, like, write him a love letter, put it in his locker. So I wrote a love letter, and I knew which locker he had because I had been watching him. And I put the note in his locker, and little did I know, he was peeking around the corner and saw me. That was the most embarrassing thing. I didn't know that he had seen me. I had no idea that he had seen me. But I left the letter in his locker, and I took off. Didn't hear anything, and he knew it was me, but I didn't know that he knew it was me. So every day science class came, I got so excited that maybe he'd talk to me. Then he finally confessed to me, telling me, I saw you leaving a note in my locker. And he respectfully declined, and I was heartbroken. And as time went by, he dated a couple of my friends, which is kind of fucked up. Girl code, you know your friend likes this guy, but you go out with him instead. And he dated a couple of my friends, and 7th grade went by, 8th grade went by. During that time, I had another boyfriend. The most we ever did was held hands. That's another story. That was my first kiss. That'll go into a whole other story. But 8th grade came around, and I started to develop, let's just say. I started to develop into a woman. I was my own person, and he finally asked me out. And I was like, oh my god, this is the guy that I've had the crush on forever. And he's finally asking me out. So I said yes, of course. And we dated for a while. And then he left me for an 11-year-old. And an 11-year-old sounds horrible, but keep in mind, we were in junior high. We were kids. I think I was 13, and he left me for an 11-year-old. So, yeah, I was a stalker. I literally stalked that poor guy, and I knew his schedule and left love letters in his locker multiple times. Got rejected, still followed him around, and he eventually gave in, and he became my boyfriend. And it's hilarious because we ended up talking again, like after high school and everything, because we didn't go to the same high school. This is junior high. We didn't go to the same high school. And he's like, you know, we never broke up. Because we never broke up, we just went to different schools. And it was just hilarious, and I thought I'd share that story. Short and sweet and to the point, but yes, love. What we think of love when we're such a kid with butterflies in our stomachs, it's hilarious when you think about it now, and how jaded a person can become because of things that happen in your past as you age as an adult. But remember that there's always somebody out there that's going to give you those same butterflies again, and just don't stalk them. Best advice I can give is just don't stalk the poor guy. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little story time video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. It'll help me out, and know if you guys like these kind of videos. I'm going to start posting on Sundays and Wednesdays, hopefully, so I could put up 2 videos twice a week. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. I'll list all the information in the description below. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. Bye!